boys and girls, it's Miss Reynolds with Bored, Better Off Reading Every Day. Today's book is Miss Spider's Tea Party. And this book is by David Kirk. One lonely spider sipped her tea while gazing at the sky. She watched the insects on the leaves and many flying by. If I had friends like these, she sighed, who'd stay a while with me, I'd sit them down on silken chairs and serve them cakes and tea. Two timid beetles, Ike and May, crept from the woodwork that same day. But when Miss Spider begged, "Please stay," they shrieked, "Oh no," and dashed away. Three fireflies flew inside that night, their spirits high, their tails alight. Sped the web and squeaked in fear. "We'd better get away from here." The little trio did not feel they'd care to be a spider's meal. Four bumblebees buzzed by the outside. "Please come to tea," Miss Spider cried. The four ignored her swaying there. She waved a tea towel in the air. She took a cup and tapped the glass. Then one bee spoke to her at last. "We would be fools to take our tea with anyone so spidery." Within the shadows of the room, just peeking from behind a broom, five grinning faces bobbed and peered. Miss Spider smiled, her heart was cheered. Descending for a closer look, she danced into the gloomy nook, but sadly found those jolly mugs belonged, alas, to rubber bugs. Oh. Some ants strode in, they numbered 6, but ants with spiders will not mix. She brewed them tea from hips of rose, the proud platoon turned up their nose. A fine bouquet concealed its prize of 7 dainty butterflies. Miss Spider, watching from the wall, was not aware of them all. The tea table was set for 8 with saucers, cups, and silver plate. The cakes were fresh, the service gleamed, yet no one would arrive, it seemed. Her company in no demand left her cup for every hand. 9 spotted moths kept safe and warm in shelter from a thunderstorm. They stood beneath an open sash and watched the jagged lightning flash. Miss Spider dropped down on a thread, a silver tray above her head. She'd hoped to please them, but instead They flew away in mortal dread. They've left me all alone, she cried. She dabbed her eyes and sadly sighed. It's plain no bug will ever stay. Her tears splashed down upon the tray. Oh, oh, that makes me sad. Look at all those tears. She cried. 10 tiny streaming cups of tea were perched atop her trembling knee. She sipped and sobbed, then heard a cough, and turned to see a small wet moth, a fragile thing, so soaked by rain, his wings too damp to fly again. She smiled and took a checkered cloth to cloak the frail and thankful moth. They talked and smacked on tea and pie until his tiny wings were dry. Then lifting him with tender care, she tossed him gently in the air. The moth told Ike, then Ike told May, who went from bug to say, there is no reason for alarm. She'll never mean us any harm. So later on that afternoon, assembled in the dining room, 11 insects came to tea to share Miss Spider's courtesy. 12 tender violets in a vase presented a Miss Spider's place. Set by her chair, so neatly spun, she munched the blossoms one by one. Her friends were glad to watch her feast upon the floral centerpiece. It was great relief to see. She ate just flowers and drank just tea. Miss Spider's reputation grew. Before long our hostess knew each bug who crawled or hopped or flew, and all their lovely children too. The end, boys and girls, of Miss Spider's Tea Party. Boys and girls, there's one particular page that I feel changed it all, because everybody was scared of her all along, and she had no one to have tea with, and she cried, which was very, very sad, which sometimes happens. You think you have no one, but then you realize you have everyone, a lot of people. She helped out. She helped him out and took care of him. And then he told all of his friends that there was no reason why they should be scared of her. And then they all came to tea. I want to read that to you. The moth that she took care of. The moth told Ike, then told May, who went from bug to say, there is no reason for alarm. She'll never meant us any harm. So later on that afternoon, assembled in the dining room, 11 insects came to tea to share Miss Spider's courtesy. That's why I chose this book, to show that sometimes you're wrong about people, what it is that you think that they're going to do to you, and they end up just being kind to you. So you have to give people a chance. It is Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. And I hope that you got what this story was trying to say. To give people a chance. Let them show who they really are, and then decide if you want to be friends with them. Just like Miss Spider here, everybody realized she was harmless, and she just wanted to be friends. She wanted to share tea and eat with them. Boys and girls, have a great day and be kind out there and give everyone a chance so you can see how great you and they really can be. Bye.